Now, while we write a lot of scripts for our clients, it's a big part of our job and getting those messages across for the videos that we create to people, sometimes clients of ours want to write their own scripts. You know what, that's fine. But it did occur to us that actually maybe some do's and don'ts would be kind of useful for people who are trying to write their own scripts. And this also doubles up for if you're writing scripts for social media content that you're putting out there yourself. So allow me to share with you guys some do's and don'ts for script writing. Do try to add a human element to your scripts. Now, it might be very tempting to try and kind of make your script kind of corporate and sort of toe the corporate line a little bit and get all your messages in the right way. And then, you know, as Brits, we do the whole kind of stiff upper lip, darling, don't you know thing very, very well. But when you think about it, some of the biggest corporations in the world actually are quite human with the videos that they produce. Think to a series of the Nike adverts that have been released over the past couple of years, or the John Lewis Christmas advert, the Coca-Cola Christmas advert, actually, when you come to think about it. All of these videos have a human element to them and aren't all about kind of the corporate line and what the corporate represents and the mission statements and all that kind of stuff. It's trying to engage with people on a human level. The best way of doing that is through a human script. Don't fill your script with terms that your audience won't understand. Acronyms are a really, really big one for this. Got to remember, your audience doesn't necessarily know the stuff that you know, which is kind of one of the reasons why I create video content and why you sell stuff, right? Your customers don't know what you know, otherwise your customers can probably do this stuff themselves. What you want to do is you want to think about what sort of technical level your customers are going to be at, and then try to kind of line your terminology up with that level. Try not to overcomplicate things. Generally speaking, when it comes to it, we try and avoid any form of acronyms unless they're absolutely necessary in the stuff that they're doing. Because there's one thing that sounds super technical and kind of a little bit overbearing, and that's acronyms. Do read your script out loud with the first draft. Now, this might sound like a really, really obvious thing, but not necessarily, because often we actually get scripts come through from clients and we sit there and we read it out loud for the first time, and it's pretty obvious that it hasn't actually been read out loud because it might be clunky, it might be a bit bulky, it might kind of just be a bit unwieldy to read or just not sound right when you read it out loud. It might look amazing on the page, but not necessarily when it's read out loud. So what I think instead you should do is just find someone else, it could be anybody, but just go to them and say, can I just read this to you and let me know what you think. Read the whole thing. Chances are you'll get halfway down and you'll actually be making changes as you go along, because you'll be reading it out loud and go, oh wait, no, that doesn't quite sound as good as it looks on paper. So reading it out loud can just make everything feel a little bit more natural. On that topic, don't make it too long. Time yourself when you're reading this thing out, or go and find a voiceover length calculator. Just Google it, there's loads of them out there. And you can tell how long your script is going to be when you actually turn it into a video. Finally, do match the tone of the words to your brand. Just make sure that the stuff that you're putting out matches all of the other marketing material that you're producing to the outside world. But for the time being, that's us. Have I missed any? Are there any other do's and don'ts that you think that was a really, really obvious thing? Have you guys tried to write scripts yourselves before and come up against some problems? Drop a message in the comment. Let me know what you think. But in the meantime, my name's Nick Pilgrim from Cine Robotta, helping you write things in a way that makes sense when they're read.